My name is Victor Valverde, and I've been a career hairdresser now for about 30 years. And you could find my profile Instagram on at Victor Val. But I've been a hairdresser now for about 30 years, and I've been a salon owner for about 25 of those 30 years. And it's been a very exciting career because I've been a hairstylist, I've been an assistant, I've been a hairstylist, I've been a salon owner, I've owned multiple salons, distributor, and product manufacturer. So there's a lot of information that I would love to share with you. So yeah, there's a lot in there.
All right, awesome. So as we know, like me and you have been traveling to the Las Vegas. We're here in Las Vegas on the Cosmoprof conventions, and then I met you through our mutual friends. And then there's a lot of unique things about you as a hairdresser. You are originally from California, is that correct?
Yes, I'm from California. Born and raised in California.
Born and raised in California. Yeah. And then when did you become when did you want to become a hairdresser? Do you still remember 30 years ago?
So yeah, it's a pretty fascinating story, and it's kind of a funny story that I'd love to share with you. I can remember being 6, 7, 8 years old. My sister went to cosmetology school. She had some doll heads laying around the house. I found myself playing with the hair on the doll heads, and I found that fascinating. As my sisters were watching Soul Train, American Bandstand Saturday morning on TV, I would be there in the living room while one sister would braid the other sister's hair, or they would iron their hair on the ironing board. Yeah, with a iron. So somehow that picture, that video, became ingrained in my character.
Yeah.
And I always found it fascinating to play with hair. I never imagined it being a career. Kind of fast forward, when I graduated from high school, it came to a point where, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with life, right? And so my first choice was to go to school to become an accountant. I did that. I'm fascinated by numbers and enjoy word problems. But at the same school that I went to, which was LA Trade Tech in Los Angeles, they had a cosmetology department. That cosmetology department always had kind of this magnetic energy, and I would go and visit during my breaks. And I think my third year at the school, I switched from accounting to cosmetology. And that's where that's how it started.
How was it like in transition of, because I think a lot of people becoming a hairdresser, usually they have a previous life that something's ongoing, and then something strikes you, something ignites you, and it's like, okay, I think I'm gonna switch. What was the decision making? Like, what made you decide from what was going on for 3 years, and then was it a junior college or like junior college?
Yeah, it was a trade college. So the school specializes in auto body, furniture making, fashion design. It's a school. It's a junior college with a focus on trades.
Yeah.
And so accounting was one of the courses. Cosmetology, fashion design. Because we would have lunch at the same time. So at 1 o'clock, the campus would be filled with students from the auto body, the welders, the fashion design. So you there was like this complete salad bowl mix of different career paths that would meet, different from a traditional college setting where you don't really know what people do because they're not dressed in uniform, right? When you're going to school for I don't know, whatever it may be, for your bachelor's degree, you're just like a student. But in trade school, the auto body guys look like mechanics. With the
onesies, and then they had like oils on their hands.
Yeah, they look like mechanics.
They look greasy.
The nurses look like nurses. The cosmetology students are dressed all in white. The fashion design,
they express their aesthetic.
Yeah, so everybody looks different. So, but what I found it fascinating was the cosmetology students, all dressed in white, laughing, having a good time. Their creative expression of themselves was always, extreme
Yeah.
compared to others. Inside of me, I always felt like I had an extreme fashionista. I was creative with my hair and whatnot, but I would withhold it and subdue it because of society's constraints.
Yeah.
Right? Society says, again, this is early 90s, late 80s. Society said guys don't have long hair.
Yeah.
Guys don't wear eyeliner. Guys don't wear tight pants.
Yeah.
Right? So, of course, they all do now, today, right? But 35 years ago, they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, that guy's, really open about his expression. His aesthetic is cool. His vibe is cool. His hair is cool, and he has no boundaries.
Yeah.
And so I always felt that group of kids was happy, free, expressive. So that was another reason I said, okay, well, if I want to be creative and expressive, I'm gonna try that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you brought it up because we've been talking about how society has changed. Like we talk about the Gen Zs and then there is a label and then what generation you were born nowadays.
Right.
And then I think back in the day, I still remember it was real, right? Like you actually see those group of people, you actually see it like in live, not on your screen and the phone.
Right.
And then you got it into the cosmetology school and uncertainty, a lot of uncertainty of the future. What is your reaction within your household or your friends, what they thought about you pursuing it to becoming a hairdresser?
Yeah. So Fumi, honestly, I want to be very transparent because I think a lot of people can relate to this. Is cosmetology on the onset is not a career that most families will embrace.
Yeah,
right?
Totally.
Because cosmetology people, hairdressers, are weird. They're eccentric. They're odd. They're different, right? And also 30, 40, 50 years ago, hairdressers were not making the type of money that they're making today.
Yeah.
So in society, hairdressers was kind of, but back then society looked at hairdressers as kind of like a leftover career.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you don't have
you
anything.
You didn't get anything else to do, so you chose the hairdressing.
You're not good enough for anything else. So fascinating though is that you find nowadays that people leave very good, well-paying careers to come over. But to answer your question, there was a tremendous amount of pushback from friends, family that just didn't understand, and also the circumstances surrounding the sexual preferences of hairdressers. I would tell somebody like, oh, hey, I'm going to become a hairdresser. I'm going to be a hairdresser. And, they would say like, Victor, I didn't know you were gay. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's like, why do you automatically assume that?
Yeah.
But there's a stigma.
Yeah.
Like, it is like a very heavily implemented into early, not early stage, but like 80s and 90s.
Yeah. So I was like, no, that's not the case.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it, not the case. But no, I just this is my chosen career.
Yeah.
So as a young person in my early 20s, 21, 22, I was not very firm. I didn't have strong convictions in who I was. I was still very influenced by society, very still afraid of what people thought of me, concerned what others had to say about me. So it is a difficult transition from a normal career to a cosmetology career or a hair career, and letting your family know because they don't understand it sometimes.
Yeah.
So it was pretty interesting the the pushback, the interest, the curiosity, the why behind it. Yeah.
So like you probably remember while you're doing cosmetology, the early stage of the career, I think a lot of people like reflected to the music scenes, right? Like what was the music that you were listening to at the early stage? Hungry hairdresser, you're like, I can't survive. Like, oh my God, I'm so scared. Like next month, paycheck to paycheck. I think most of the hairdresser go through that, right? Like, what was the music? What were you cranking on your car? What were you listening to? And what car were you driving?
Yeah. Oh, amazing. So 1976, Chrysler Plymouth Satellite.
Okay.
I remember.
Cassette tape or CD?
I think it was no cassette tape. Cassette tape for sure. And I would listen to the Mighty 690 radio station. It was AM. And so at the time, I'm not a young person anymore, so I don't understand genres and music tastes now.
Yeah.
But in the early 90s and 80s, you could see these subsets where you could see the rockabillys, you could see the rockers, you could see the punks, you could see the gays, you could see the rappers, you could see the beatbox, you could see the breakdancers. You could clearly identify cultural music preferences in these, and you could see that these people were stylized in their uniform. I call it uniform because they had a look, right?
Because if you have that look, you're that clique.
The rockers, cut up t-shirt, tight jeans, Vans, the skateboarders,
skateboarder like a long nice white sock with the Jenkies? What was the name of it called? Dickies. And
So everybody had a look, but for me at that time, my musical preference was number one, disco, high energy disco. But we were ending. It was the ending of the era of disco. So the next thing that was on my playlist was like Bronski Beat, B-52s, Blondie, Depeche Mode, Stray Cats, Billy Idol. I mean, strong acoustic music. We did have synthesizers starting to roll in the mid 90s with Moby and house music starting to take place, and so. But it was a strong, I even want to say like Studio 56 influence, where I'm heavily influenced, and my kind of background is in like disco glam. Beautiful hair, sexy women, voluptuous, makeup, really done. Like that's what my eye catches. Versus like subdued natural looks. I mean, everybody has a comfort level within themselves, but if you were to ask, like, if there was a menu,
is it like a Madonna or the Alanis Morissette? It's like almost very like a natural to eccentric.
Madonna's hairstyle and look all day long, big, blonde, curls, heavy makeup, a lot of chains, layered clothes.
Did you do perm when you were at the early state on the clear?
Yeah, I did. I did a few perms on people, but I have naturally curly hair, and I even wore my hair to look curly. But that's not something I preferred. Color and cutting was something that was my preference.
Okay, so you probably have done this before. You made a cassette tape for your girlfriend before.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Make at my finest hours, I would take a CD Walkman, a Sony CD Walkman.
If you hit it, bump it, it just goes.
It was terrible. But I'd have this, and then I'd have an analog out into a cassette player, and then so I would hit record, play one song, pause, take it out, put another cassette, play, record, take another cassette, and I would make,
collection.
Like
60 minutes collection
60 minutes of, and interesting enough, I still have a handful, 2 or 3 of those cassettes.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think some of the new kids probably like a cassette.
Yeah.
Because when I came over here in America, I'm like, Humi, do you even know 8-track? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the 8-track is. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And then, but I grew up in a cassette and a CD, and it became like a probably iPod.
Yeah.
And then you have to carry the cell phone and iPod, different thing, right?
Oh, right.
And it's like, man, and my pockets are full.
Yeah.
And then the phone can actually hold the music.
Right.
And then now it's like you can hear music anywhere.
Yeah.
But so like throughout the career, like and then you start like what was the financial like challenges that you had and then the early state of your career?
So yeah, that's a great question because in the onset is my advice to young hairdressers out there is to take very similar steps. But number one for me, what was most important for me was not the pay, but was the education. So I was willing to work for low wages or free to work with the right person.
Yeah.
It's like assisting. This is an analogy.
Yeah.
It's like assisting the world's best photographer.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm not gonna pay you anything, but I want you to set up my lights, and then I'll teach you how to do it. Right? That information that's transferred to you is priceless.
Yeah.
Right? So it goes the same for hair. Right? But we in the industry we take it mentorship very casually.
Yeah.
So we don't esteem it. We don't put a value on it. But what I would say, and for me, what was important is to find the best hairdresser you could find and work for them.
Yeah.
Right. And most of the time, the only reason they will not hire you is for financial reasons. They said, I don't need an extra person right now.
Yeah.
I don't need help. I already have somebody.
Yeah.
They're going to work for me for the next 6 months and maybe come back.
Yeah.
What I would say is do what I did, is find that person and work for free.
Yeah.
Until the job becomes available.
Yeah.
Well, we all need to eat. We all need money. We all need gasoline. We all need cell phones, right?
Yeah.
But there's enough days in the week where on your 2 or 3 days, work as a bartender, work at Chili's, work as a hostess, work at 7-Eleven. You need to look at your career as an investment. And sometimes you have to supplement that investment financially through other revenue streams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was broke. I
Yeah.
was broke for a long time, for about 3 years.
Yeah.
But during those 3 years, it wasn't about how much money I was making. It was about how much education. Teach me how to cut. Teach me how to color. Teach me how to blow dry.
Yeah.
Teach me how to style. Right?
Yeah.
It was like I was setting up the lights for the hairdresser. I was setting up the combs and setting up the scissors, and I was setting up the shampoos, and I was setting up the bleach, and I was learning. I was downloading. Like now we have ChatGPT. I was downloading the information.
Yeah.
And at 3 years, year number 4. Now you have to remember this is 1996 or 8.
Yeah.
Right. So
There was no social media marketing.
yeah.
There's no. We were talking about earlier. Like you were like literally taking the bullets, like front line.
Yeah.
Just knocking on the door, talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Like chatting to everybody to pretty much gain a clientele. That's what I've assumed. you know?
Right. So at year number 4, I had business cards and postcards, and I took them with me everywhere I went. And I would approach somebody and say, hey, your hair is beautiful. Next time you need it done, I would like to do it for you. Here's my card. It's good for 1 sample free haircut.
Yeah.
Come see me. They'd come see me. But because of my 3 years of apprenticeship and that downloading, when I got that free haircut client to come in, I executed so well that client then could not go anywhere else because it was one of the greatest haircuts for that person at that time. So they had never experienced excellence.
Yeah.
And truthfully, nowadays, I mean, I'm going to say at least 60% of society is walking around having never experienced excellence in the hair salon. And so what I mean by that is, you know, they'll go to the $6 barber, right? And maybe the $6 barber has been doing it for 100 years. Yeah. You know, so he's got experience. He's got experience now, right? But
how it's treated, and then how it's been welcomed, how it's been like build a relationship between, right? Like I think like walking around Las Vegas, going in the convention, it comes natural to you to compliment women, compliment men. Like everywhere you go, you are very honest and very transparent about like what you see. It's great about that individuals. Yeah. And then when you spoke to them, they really look up in your eyes and then engage the conversation with you. That technique is not comes with everybody else.
Right.
But how do you build that? I'm sure that you.
What's interesting enough, let's go back to cassettes. I practically wore out my cassettes on for Robert Cromian's I forget the title of the he had a cassette catalog. Okay. And Wynn Clayball's like how to make a day, and Robert Cromian's would say, just go around giving people compliments. Okay. And when they engage back, you then that is the compliment is the key to someone's heart. Yeah. So you say, hey, you've got a beautiful smile, right? Now, if that compliment opens their heart and they look up and they say hi, that's your opportunity to say, hello, I'm Victor. Here's my business card. I would love to do your hair. You know, so those are great shoes. Nowadays, compliments, I'm going to be super honest and transparent. Modern day compliments is a little iffy because people are like, you know, very protected. So like compliments is kind of a weird thing. But you could say, hey, those are nice sunglasses. Yeah. I love your shoes. Hey, your watch is nice. Like, I like that hat. You know, jacket's nice. You know, because, calling out people's, you know, autonomy might be weird if you're like, hey, these cute nose. Yeah. What's wrong with my nose? You know, or cute ears. Or most ultimate fortune and the best experience of my career of my life as a hairdresser. I'm telling you that this career has given me travel, has given me financial satisfaction, has given me contentment, has given me fulfillment. And I'm a very lucky, blessed, fortunate person. And I could share that with my team. Yeah. So that's a great way of sharing on a local level. But for me, I was thinking, okay, how do I bring this information to thousands and hundreds of thousands? And the next way to that is through products. So I thought to myself, if we start a distribution company, if we start a product brand company, and those hairdressers, if they become customers of the distribution or the brand, then we can then download the information to those people. Because sometimes early on in your career, if you don't have someone telling you, don't think about the money, think about the education. Yeah. What happens is you'll come out of school and you'll go straight to renting a station, or straight into a suite, or straight into owning a salon, or straight into behind the chair. Yeah. And what you don't realize at the time, because you need the money, or circumstances, whatever it may be, what you don't realize at the time is that the priceless information that will carry you through life, you never got it. Yeah. You never
got to see that someone who's doing it for 10, 15 years making the financially like a good money, and then like you don't see how they did it.
Fumi, you cannot see hairdressing at its highest level, at its highest level, without being intentional about seeking that information.
Yeah.
Because artists, not haircutters.
Yeah.
I'm talking about artists. At that highest level, they're not private, but they're secluded.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're focused on the craft, so they don't have time for social media.
Yeah.
They don't have time for videos.
Yeah.
They don't have time for interviews. They don't have time for any of that. So modern day, fast forward, social currency, we sometimes confuse likes and followers with excellence.
Yeah.
Which it could be.
Yeah.
But it also could be strategic marketing.
Yeah.
They could be a master of marketing. Maybe not so a master of hair.
Yeah.
So now these people go into that. So I've had the fortune of traveling around the world, working fashion shows, working editorial, working session work. Most people don't even know what like session editorial hairdressers are, or catalog, or lifestyle, or print, commercial, video, magazine, movies. Like they've never seen it. They're only behind the chair. And so I have this information. So if I could then figure out a path, a highway, like information highway, and allow hairdressers that no longer have the opportunity to assist because maybe they've been doing it for 10 years and they're married and have kids and they can't go back in time. Can this group, we're creating a highway, they can jump onto our information highway and take it for as long as they want and take whatever they need. Because Fumi, I've been very fortunate, very, very, very fortunate to see, experience, talk to, and know the people that I know and gather the information. So I would love to give it to this group. That's why we transitioned. I mean, I'm still a salon owner, but that's why we transitioned from salon ownership to distribution to brand and so on, is to be able to use the distribution company as a vehicle, a method of communication.
Nice. So, like, what is your like next couple years? Where you're heading to, and then for as you as an artist, you as in the father, you as in like a salon owner, distribution company. Like, where do you think you'll be heading to, and then also, where is this industry heading to?
Wow, that's a big question.
Right, like because you have to pursue. This is the direction where I'm going.
Yeah.
But if the industries are going completely the opposite way, it may not work out. And then I think you're great with the navigating yourself for the last 30 years to be successful as who you are today.
Right.
So, like, what's your projectile of like? Let's go with where's the industries going? I know there's a social media. There is so much of the information is surrounding every day to day. Like for younger people, like they always want to know what the future ahead of our industry.
Right.
Like salon suites, do you think, or booth rents? Like California, you really don't see commission salon anymore.
Right. Yeah, I think so. Wow, that's a big question, and it's almost like a dinner plate.
Yeah.
You got your steak, your potato, your salad, your dessert, your coffee, your water.
Yeah.
So in California and I think the United States, I think we're going to see a lot of independent hairdressers, meaning that traditional salons, commission salons will start to shrink. Now, commission salons and traditional salons will never go away. Never, ever go away. We need a facility, a place where hairdressers can come out of school, go to a salon, primarily a commission salon, and learn and to download the information from hairdressers there that are excelling. But at the same time, there is a tremendous amount of independence going on with social media, masters of marketing, masters of social media, video content. And so that is a very attractive means to attract clients to them. So the needs for salons will begin to diminish, except for those that have a work environment that has education, that has marketing, that it creates a place where they want to be. So if the salon owner can create a place where stylists want to be, then there's not a whole lot of reason for stylists to not want to work there. But now, sometimes that has nothing to do with nothing other than times are changing.
Yeah.
Right? Times are changing. Pretty soon we will all be in cars that don't have steering wheels.
Yeah.
That
We started seeing in Vegas.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
autonomous driving cars. Yeah.
So the taxi drivers at one point say, "We don't like Uber. Uber's bad. Bad boy Uber," you know. And then Uber said, "Waymo and Tesla taxi bad drivers, you know." And so when you see change, you see unfamiliar. And when you're not familiar, you fear, right? Because you go somewhere, I don't know anybody. Oh, I'm scared, right? When you go home and you see your family, oh, you're familiar.
Yeah.
You love. So it's not that suites are bad or independent or bad. I'm just not familiar with it. So we're scared of it. So I do see a lot of independence. I see smaller salons. I see what I am predicting is that the stylists that are in suites will then go and set up small shops.
Yeah.
So not other suites, but small salons.
Yeah.
Right.
They want to have a community.
Yeah. So say for instance, you know, a good commission salon has got 15 to 30 chairs, right? A suite has 1 to 2 chairs, right? So the suite novelty is still fairly new in 2025, but what I think by 2030, in 5 years from now, those stylists that are in suites will no longer want to be in the suite, and they'll say, you know what, there's 4 of us that want to independently own a salon. They don't want a salon owner. They don't want a leader. They don't want a suite. But it's a collective of 4 or 5 people. You, me, Bob, Joe, and Mary are all going to go and get a 800 square foot office. Put 2 shampoo bowls, 5 chairs, and we each pay $500 a month
to pay for the mortgage or lease or whatever.
Mortgage is ideal.
Buying a facility.
Mortgage is ideal. That's what I see happening in the future. Salons will not go away, but they're going to really shrink. You know, suites are not going to go away, but they're going to plateau. And then the next evolution will be micro, mini salons. Not suites, but micro.
Operated by the 5 to 10 people, maybe.
They're
not looking for like a new stylist to come join. They're pretty much established at the salon suite, and then only way that they go is they want to put their own name in instead of a studio suite. You're in it. They will just want to carry their own name. In the front of the building. They'll
have 5 collective owners, and they're not interested. They won't be in. This is predictive. They're not interested in assistants. They're not interested in payroll. They're not interested in growing. You know, I want 40 locations. I want hundreds of stylists. We want $5 million in revenue per year. They're not interested in any of that. They're only interested in a well-curated space,
the
aesthetics,
that please
the music, and then the collective of friends. I mean, coming out of my mouth right now, Fumi, that sounds like a pretty cool idea. And then, and then if we could buy a
real estate,
$1 million,
yeah.
and the 5 people own it, and
Yeah.
then and because retirement is a real issue.
Yeah.
It's a real issue in this
Yeah.
industry. It's a real problem.
Because we're all self-employed, like most of them are. If you're the salon suites or a booth rental salon, they're not owning the real estate most of the time.
Yeah.
And then so you put a 401k.
Yeah.
Or you kind of have to put your money on the side to retire.
Yeah.
But like it's almost like, what is retirement?
Yeah.
What the hell does a retirement
Yeah.
look like for
Yeah.
hairdressers?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Your
yeah.
back hurts, so you stop cutting hair, so you retire. Because in retirements, people say like 60, 65.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of hairdressers that still cuts hair
Yeah.
at 60, 65.
Yeah. I enjoy. I enjoy it.
You're not 60, 65
I
yet,
know.
yeah. But I love clients, right? That's kind of like we keep going back to the salon. It's not because, of course, money is great, but I think the story and I think the relationship. I think the beautiful thing about our industry is, yes, we can create a sustainable living by doing what we love to do, but also the relationship that you build with the guest is kind of the beautiful
Yeah.
part of our industry.
Yeah. If I could share probably the heaviest golden nugget of information is to young hairdressers is if we call it the ratio of 3, right? The relationship between you and the client is 1/3 of it, right? The second ratio, the second ratio, is the execution, the actual execution of it, the excellence, if you will, and then the third is the value proposition.
Okay.
Those are the 3. Everything else is nuance.
Yeah.
Music, coffee, wine. Excuse me. Music, coffee, wine, pink walls, gray walls. That doesn't matter. Fumi, I guarantee you. Fumi, I guarantee you, the most beautiful salon in the world. If you cut the hair ugly, they're not coming back.
Yeah, they're not. And if you treat them wrong,
Fumi, I guarantee you, you give the world's best haircut and you treat them bad, they're not coming back.
Yeah.
Fumi, I guarantee you, right, that if you give them a good haircut and you give them an okay haircut and you treat them okay, okay, but you overcharge them, they're not coming back.
No.
So that's the golden ratio of 3: relationship, execution, and value.
nice.
Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So that because look, I can guarantee you, if you have an ugly salon,
Yeah,
I'm not saying to have one,
yeah.
but I'm telling you, if you have an ugly salon and you get the world's best haircut, you're gonna come back.
Yeah. True. Like, yeah, that's totally true. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. Clients always gonna come back wherever I will be in, right? Like, because they love you, they trust you, they put value in you. It doesn't really matter where you practice your profession at so much.
Yeah.
Something they may say, Humi, this is like a little bit kind of grungy. It's not like a clean, you know?
Yeah.
But they still come back.
Yeah, they still come back. So that's where value proposition. That doesn't mean charge what you're worth.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean overpriced. That doesn't mean be expensive. That doesn't mean cheap. Deliver the value of expectation for the price charging. So if you're charging $100, give them $100.
Yeah.
If you're charging $800, give them $800 of execution excellence. So I'm not debating what you should charge.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's $2. If you're charging them $2, give them $2 of service. But that's what I'm saying. Execution is listening intently to what the client wants and delivering that, right? Because if you say, hey, Pumi, I want my hair long, and my mom wants to keep it long, and I want it long, my wife wants it long, and you cut my hair short, but it's the best haircut in the world, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I'm pissed. It took me 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? So, relationship, execution, right? And then value proposition. If you could master those three, the music, the cookies, the
wine
the
and drink and whatnot,
that's all extra.
Yeah.
That's all fluff that we could charge for, but it's fluff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, Victor. No, it's
Cool.
been great in chat with you, and this is my third sessions with the people.
Yeah.
And then you will be I think the audience can actually relate to your experience, and then that's the kind of question that I always ask. And then if we could do the sequel 2 down the
sure.
road, you know, I'm sure you're heading out to the California. I'm going back to the Salt Lake City. It's been great hanging out with you.
All right, brother. All right.
Awesome.
Cool.
True success comes from strong connection and passion to keep learning. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more inspiring conversations.